Okay, minutes. I move to approve the minutes from our December meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Hearing no objection, the motion carries. Thank you. Appointments and nominations. Earlier in this month, we were notified of the upcoming vacancy on the Florida Commission on Offender Review. I move to direct the Office of Cabinet Affairs to work with the Commission to advertise the vacancy. From there, we will consider options in June. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing no objection, the motion carries. Moving to our agenda, DEP Secretary Alexis Lambert.
Item 1 includes a request to convey approximately 22 acres of non-conservation land to the Board of Trustees of Hillsborough College, a determination that the conveyance is within the public interest, and authorization to modify and release deed restrictions contained in the deeds noted in the item.
Yeah, we did a press event on this a few weeks ago, and I've actually, before that, went and personally toured the area. I think Hillsborough College, obviously has a big footprint in the overall area, as many campuses. That's kind of the core campus. There's a lot that needs to be done on that campus, and my view is rather than pour money into rehabbing old buildings, why don't you reimagine it in a good way? And I think that's the Hillsborough College leadership's position on it. But what I saw was really just an underutilized area, not the best area. I think there's a lot of potential. And so for Hillsborough College to be able to potentially do a deal that will be beneficial to them, but also the overall economy and community with the Rays and all the stuff that would come from that, I think would be very, very exciting. And I think it'd be something that would be good for HCC. And I think it's also something that would ensure that baseball remains in Tampa Bay, which I think is important, but also just offering some vitality to that particular part of Tampa. You got the baseball, you have the Tampa Yankees, the Steinbrenner, you have the Bucks, and then if you had the Rays with everything they're planning around that, I think that's going to really change the character of the area for the better. So I've been really impressed with everything that's been put forward, and I really appreciate the folks, both the board and the president of Hillsborough College, leaning into this. I think they see a lot of avenues to really take their campus to the next level, and I agree. And so I think this is appropriate to empower them to be able to negotiate a deal that's going to allow them to have a reinvigorated and reimagined campus, and also connecting some of their students to all the great things that are going to be happening around them. And so I move to approve the items as presented. Attorney General, do you have a second?
I do. I think it's clear that, this is going to create a greater benefit than retention, in its current state ownership. What's today largely just a bunch of parking lots will be completely renovated to a live, work, entertain district that, is going to have significant economic benefit to the state. I also think a lot of great opportunities for the students to do internships, apprenticeships, walk right across the street and have job opportunities right there. And at the end of the day, I'm a big fan of keeping the Rays in Florida. I know they were looking at other states, other options, and I'm happy we'll be able to keep them in Tampa.
Commissioner? Yeah, one of the things people were like, I think I was asked at the press conference, well, how much is this land worth? Honestly, I don't know that it's worth very much outside of this proposal, because you wouldn't, like a home builder would not put a subdivision there, no way. People wouldn't do commercial buildings right there now. You really, in order to make this something that's special, it really has to be something unique like this. And I do think there's a lot of potential there, both for the college and for the team and for the fans and for the overall community. Look, it'll have an economic benefit for the state of Florida writ large, but honestly, I'm much more concerned with making sure HCC goes to the next level and making sure the fans have a team, in Florida that they can root for in the Tampa Bay area. We didn't have one when I was growing up there, and then as soon as I left for college, the Rays came. They've had good players, hasn't quite worked to where this franchise has been super successful because there's an economics to this. But I think as we've seen, there's a formula that applies to these things. And look, I like baseball, but not everyone's just going to go watch baseball just because they love it. You got to draw them with other things. The Lightning have done a great job with making it the place to be. That's why they sell out. And I definitely think there's potential in Tampa for this. So I know there's a lot of other, there's going to be a lot of other hurdles that need to go. I know HCC is going to be working with the organization. I know the organization is going to be working with the city and county, and we'll see how all that plays out. But I think the vision is compelling, and I think this makes a lot of sense from the state's perspective. And so that is no objections to that. Okay.